Welcome to all the listeners. It's our seventh lecture, and in this lecture, we will discuss about human nutrition. So, in today's lecture, we will discuss about human nutrition, in which we will talk about diet. We will also discuss alimentary canal, mechanical digestion, as well as chemical digestion and absorption. So, all of these are the objectives of today's lecture. So, here is a term that is known as balanced diet. What is balanced diet? So, a diet in which all the components or food groups that are needed to maintain the health are present in appropriate proportions. So, that type of diet is known as balanced diet. The necessary food groups include carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, vitamins, minerals, dietary fibers, and water. Now we will talk about the factors that affect the dietary needs. So, what are the factors that affect the dietary needs of the humans? So, these factors include age. How age affect the dietary needs? Children require more protein per kilogram of body weight than adults. If we talk about the gender, then we can say that males generally use more amount of energy than females. How activity affect the dietary needs of humans? If there are high level of physical activity, it will increase the demand of nutrients. So high levels of physical activity increases the demand of nutrients. Another factor is pregnancy. Higher demands of nutrients in order to supply the fetus with energy for the development. So in pregnancy there is a need to take more amount of energy. Breastfeeding women. So if a mother is breastfeeding, then she has the higher requirements of vitamins and water. So all of these are the factors that affect the dietary needs of humans. What is malnutrition? Malnutrition is a condition where certain nutrients of a balanced diet are missing, in excess, or taken in the wrong proportions. So if the diet is taken in excess quantity or in less quantity are missing, or if we taking the food in wrong proportions, this all of these conditions may lead to the malnutrition. What are the effects of malnutrition? So the first effect is obesity. It is caused by excessive intake of nutrients. Second one is starvation. It is caused by insufficient quantity of nutrients. Coronary heart diseases is another effect of malnutrition. Excessive saturated fat and cholesterol. If we are taking excessive saturated fats and cholesterol in our diet, then it will lead to the coronary heart diseases. So there is another effect which is known as kwashiorkor. It is a condition that is caused by too much carbohydrates and too little protein. Constipation by lack of fibers. So there is another term that is known as scurvy. It is caused by the lack of or deficiency of vitamin C in the diet. So if you are not taking correct proportion of vitamin C in your diet, then it will lead to a disease that is known as scurvy. What is the term protein energy malnutrition or PEM? So we can say that there are two type of diseases that are known as protein energy malnutrition. Number one is kwashiorkor and second one is marasmus. What is kwashiorkor? It is caused by lack of protein in the diet, most common in the children under age 2. Children suffering from kwashiorkor are always underweight for their age, but they often have a swollen abdomen. So in this diagram we can see that these children also have a swollen abdomen. What is marasmus? So marasmus is the most severe form of protein energy malnutrition in which there is a lack of both protein as well as energy. So in marasmus, people suffering from this disease have lower body weight than normal and look emaciated. So this is the diagram of a children who is suffering from marasmus. What are the sources and dietary importance of nutrients? So carbohydrate, it functions as source of energy and its sources are rice, potatoes, breads, etc. If we talk about the fats and oils, then their function is to provide energy, insulation and hormonal control. Their sources are butter, milk, animal fats, etc. Similarly, protein function as tissue repair and in the growth, enzymes, hormones and membrane, etc. And sources of protein include meat, fish, soy, eggs. Vitamin C. Functions of vitamin C include that it maintains the healthy skin and gums, and sources of vitamin C include citrus fruit. And if there is a deficiency of vitamin C as we have described earlier, then it may lead to the scurvy. Vitamin D maintains the bones and helps calcium absorption, and sources of vitamin D are milk, cheese, egg, yolk, etc. And if there is a deficiency of vitamin D, then it may lead to the rickets. If we talk about the calcium, then function of the calcium include healthy bones, healthy teeth and blood clotting. And its sources are milk, cheese, fish, etc. So if there is a deficiency of calcium, then it may lead to the rickets and slow blood clotting. What are the functions of fibers? Fibers maintain the bulk of undigested food passing through the digestive system, and it allows the digestive system to continuously push the food thoroughly. And sources include vegetables and fruits, etc. And if there is a deficiency of fiber in the diet, then it may lead to the constipation. So, if we talk about iron, then it is needed to make the hemoglobin in the blood. And the sources of iron include red meat, liver, egg, etc. And if there is a deficiency of iron in the diet, it may lead to the anemia. If we talk about the water, then water helps in the transportation, blood formation, cytoplasm, and it allows the enzymes to work. Sources of water include drinks, fruits, vegetables, etc. And if there is a deficiency of water in the body, then it may lead to the dehydration. So all of these are the sources and functions of dietary nutrients. Now we will talk about the alimentary canal. What is alimentary canal? So alimentary canal is a long, hollow, muscular tube that runs through the body where digestion and absorption take place. So here we will describe these some important definitions. What is ingestion? The taking of substances, for example food and drink, into the body through the mouth is known as ingestion. What is mechanical digestion? It is the breakdown of food into smaller pieces without chemical changes to the food molecules, and this process is known as mechanical digestion. We will further describe the mechanical digestion in detail in next slides. So here is another term that is known as chemical digestion. We will also describe it in detail in further slides. So if we take an overview of chemical digestion, then it is the breakdown of large insoluble molecules into smaller and smaller soluble molecules. There are some other terms that are known as absorption. What is absorption? It is the movement of small food molecules and ions through the walls of the intestine into the blood. What is assimilation? It is the movement of digested food molecules into the cells of the body where they are used and becoming the part of the cells. So there is another term that is known as egestion. Egestion is basically the passing out of food that hasn't been digested or absorbed, like feces, and these are passed out through anus. This process is known as egestion. What is diarrhea? So diarrhea is basically the loss of watery feces. What is the treatment of diarrhea? Treatment is known as oral hydration therapy, and it involves drinking the plenty of fluids. So if you are taking lot of fluid intake, then it is the treatment of diarrhea, because in the diarrhea there is a huge loss of water from the body, so it may lead to the dehydration. So there is the need of a therapy that is known as oral hydration therapy, and it involves drinking the plenty of fluids. What is cholera? So it is a disease that is caused by a bacterium which is known as Vibrio cholera, and it causes acute diarrhea. So when the Vibrio cholera bacteria are ingested, they invade its epithelial cells. As the bacteria become embedded, they releases the toxins which irritates the intestinal lining, and they also lead to the secretion of large amounts of water and salt, including the chloride ions. So then there is a large amount of water and salts, including the chloride ions, then it makes the undigested food much more watery, leading to acute diarrhea, and the loss of body fluids and salt leads to the dehydration as well as kidney failure. So this is the structure of alimentary canal, in which we can see that here are the salivary glands, tongue, epiglottis, esophagus, liver, stomach, gallbladder and duodenum, pancreas, ileum or small intestine, colon, cecum, appendix, rectum and anus. Now we will talk about the structure and functions of main parts of alimentary canal. So firstly we will talk about the mouth. It causes the ingestion of food. Mechanical digestion occurs by teeth. Chemical digestion of starch by amylase, and formation of a bolus for swallowing. So second structure is salivary glands. Saliva contains amylase for chemical digestion of starch in food. also liquids to lubricate the food and make small pieces stick together. And, and another structure that is known as esophagus. It transfers the food from the mouth to the stomach by peristalsis. What is stomach function? Function of the stomach include it produces the gastric juice containing the pepsin for chemical digestion of proteins and hydrochloric acid to kill the bacteria. So peristalsis turns the food up into the liquid. Another structure is duodenum, and its functions are it is the first part of small intestine and it receives the pancreatic juice for chemical digestion of proteins, fat, starch, as well as neutralizing the acid from the stomach, and it receives the bile to emulsify the fats. Another one is ileum. It is the second part of the small intestine. Enzymes in the epithelial lining carry out the chemical digestion of maltose and peptides. Very long and has villi to increase the surface area for absorption of digested food molecules. Pancreas. It secretes the pancreatic juice into the duodenum via pancreatic duct for chemical digestion of proteins, fats and starch. Liver makes bile containing salts to emulsify the fat. Assimilation of digested foods such as glucose and deamination of excessive amino acids are also the functions of liver. If we talk about the gallbladder, then the functions include that it stores the bile made in the liver to be secreted into the duodenum via the bile duct. What is colon? And it is the first part of the large intestine, absorption of water from undigested food, absorption of bile salts to pass back to the liver. Rectum is the second part of the large intestine and its function is that it stores the feces. Anus causes the egestion of feces. What is mechanical digestion? So mechanical digestion involves the physically breaking food into the smaller and smaller pieces, and our teeth serve exactly that functions. So mechanical digestion is normally served by our teeth. So if we talk about the types of human teeth, then we can say that human teeth are mostly of four types: incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Incisors are used for biting and cutting, and canines are pointed for tearing, holding and biting. Premolars are present behind the canines and they are used to tear and grind the food. Molars are located at the back of the mouth. They are the larger, flat surface and having ridges at the edges for the chewing and grinding up of food. So in this diagram, we can see that here these one are the molars, these are the premolar, this one is showing canine and these are incisors. If we talk about the tooth structure, then tooth contain nerves. As we can see that in this diagram, here are the nerves. This one is called the enamel. This structure is known as dentin. It is showing our gum, and here is the pulp cavity present. This one is the cement. Here is the jawbone and blood capillaries are present. So all of these are making the structure of the tooth. What is dental decay? It is caused by bacteria which is present on the surface of our teeth, and these bacteria and food deposits form a layer which is known as plaque. Bacteria that are found on the sugar produce acid that dissolves the enamel, resulting in a hole, and as the hole deepens it may eventually reach the nerves which results in pain which is known as toothache. how we can properly care our teeth. So, for proper dental care, we should avoid sugary food so that the bacteria cannot make acid. Regular cleaning to remove the plaque. Use floss to remove the trapped food and also visit the dentist regularly for the proper checkup of your teeth. What is chemical digestion? And digestion mainly take place chemically where bonds holding the large molecules are broken into the smaller molecules. And chemical digestion is a digestion that is controlled by enzymes. So there are three types of enzymes. Number one is amylase. So amylases, they are produced in the mouth and the pancreas digest the starch into the smaller sugars. Second one are lipases. These produced in the pancreas and secreted into the duodenum digest the lipid into fatty acids and glycerol. Proteases are those that break down the proteins into the amino acids in the stomach and small intestine. What is the role of hydrochloric acid? So hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria in the food and gives an acidic pH for the enzymes to work in the stomach. If we talk about the absorption, then the movement of small food molecules and ions through the wall of the intestine into the blood. It can either be done through the diffusion or active transport. So absorption takes place in the second section of the small intestine that is known as ileum. And it has the folded structure with millions of finger-like structures which are known as villi, which greatly increases the surface area for absorption. So it is the structure of a villi in which we can see that there is a thin surface layer. These are the capillaries, it is the lacteal, and these are blood vessels. So blood vessels or capillaries absorb the glucose and amino acids by diffusion. Lacteal absorbs fatty acids and glycerol. And epithelial lining, it is one cell thick to increase the diffusion rate, and microvilli increases the surface area even further. So these are included in the structure of villi. So that was the today lecture. I hope you have understood the whole topic. Thank you.